Blue light's on? Yeah.
Okay. Blue light is on. All it should be on.
Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Computers.
No, it's fine. I got my phone. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. I am sick. I'm very sick, so I don't know how long I'll be able to make it today, but we'll attempt something. Yeah, I have like a super cold flu all in one, like everything, and I can't breathe, and it's driving me nuts. And I have a super cough and the sneezes, so that's cold, but I also have the stomach ache, so that's the flu. So whatever. Anyways, just know that I might end quickly tonight. I am still working on scraps, and that's what we're going to do. So let me see who's here, and then move on. I'm so tired, trust me. I'm like so tired. We got Brenda, Susan, the Siberian Wind. Wow, I can't even talk. Judy, June, Dawn, Debbie, Elizabeth, Rena, Noreen, Karen, Catherine, Debbie, Becky, Norma, Melena, Donna, Patricia, Tina, Kim, Jean, Karen, Ash, Say a Lady, Kathy. Hello, everybody. And hello, everybody that I didn't call your name to say hi to. I'm saying hi. So, last week I started these scraps, and I'm going to lay one out again so that you guys can remember what I'm doing here. I have these half square triangles. I did not want to trim them down. This is a scrap project, so no matter how it turns out, it's scrappy. It doesn't need to have perfect points. It does not need to be a perfect scrap project. This is just me screwing around, having fun, and creating something totally different that you're not going to see anywhere else because it's a scrap project and there's no way to recreate this. Well, in maybe non-scrappiness, but anyway. So I have my almost 2.5 inch, almost 2.25 inch. So it's between 2 and 2.25. Some are 2 1/8, some are 2 and whatever. That's just random. We're leaving them at that. Then I take a 2.5 inch square and I cut it in half on the diagonal one time and put 2 different pieces, but one on each side, and then a 4.5 inch square cut on the diagonal one time to create this lovely block. Show off your block, Thumper. Say, oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. He has to say hi. I'm trying to stay away from him. I pet him from far away, but I don't want him to aggravate allergies while I'm sick. So that's the block. This is what a block looks like when it's finished. You can see it's missing the point. There's no point in having no point. It's just a scrappy block. But this one, on the other hand, has a point. See? Nice, pretty point.
One has a point.
Nice, pretty point. Some of them don't, though. Some of them are really missing it, see? Because they weren't exactly 2.25 or 2 inch or whatever. And every time I have to cough like this, I'm going to turn the mic off. Less talking, more sewing today. If there's questions, Scott can answer, and he'll ask me if they're serious ones that he don't know an answer to. But I told you, I'm really sick. So, yeah, that's what I got as a Christmas gift from going out into public. I get sick every time I go out into public and or have family and friends over because I have a very weak immune system. All right. I'm going to sew because that's what I do, and you can just watch and listen. Okay, I need a stack of these. And, oh, I have a stack right here of these. Turn them in the correct orientation so that I'm laying these on here correctly. This way. Right? Yes. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. And I'm not sewing. Or am I? That sounded so weird. I oiled the machine yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So it's sounding a little different. It's sounding smoother because it's not oil in it. And I know you probably are all telling me to go lay down, but I need to at least be here for like, 45 minutes to an hour or something. You can't miss me. And tomorrow I will probably be opening some mail because I do have some mail that came in. Hopefully by morning I'll feel a little bit better, but I doubt it because I've been getting worse every day. Today was fever day. I have a fever. I love sewing scrap projects. Have I ever told you that? Pretty sure I have. I don't think I have pneumonia, but I do get it often, at least 3 times a year. But I don't think that this is what it is. It's not a wheezy cough. It doesn't sound or feel that. It's more of a scratchy cough from drainage. And the constant need to clear my throat or drink water. Scott, take over the sewing. Yeah, that's not ever going to happen.
I told her I did all the cutting.
He did all the cutting, yeah.
For you.
He did a lot yesterday for me because I was just too tired to try to catch this project up. But we do have 4 piles of these squares started. So there was 100 and something left to do. And also some of these, and then pass them to him to iron while I sew the other set because I'm in parts. I'm working on it by sections. I think I saw somebody say they made enchiladas. Yum. Scott bought more stuff so that I can make enchiladas again for just me and him. Of course, now my family's going to end up watching this video and they're going to want to come over for some. The kitty is meowing. He says, pay attention to me, people. I did manage on was it Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve that I did that? That was the day before Christmas Eve, huh?
That was Christmas Eve.
Oh,
the Meow quilt?
Yeah, I did manage to long arm quilt the Meow quilt that I have on Christmas Eve in the morning because I was bored and I felt like quilting. Although I'm not calling it Meow, I'm calling it Woweem because I quilted the words meow all over the quilt, not thinking in my brain, my sick, wonderful brain, I didn't think, oh wait, on the back it says Woweem, which is meow backwards. So I'm calling it the Woweem quilt, even though it's named Meow. I'll show you guys in a few minutes when I get this stack done. I'll have Scott bring it around and we'll hold it up. Oh, it's so cute, you guys. I'm pretty sure you remember me making it. It's the one with the kitty cat panels. Show them. He's going to show the quilting on it. I'm pretty sure you guys remember it. He's the one that chose the fabric and I chose the panel.
That's just a preview.
And I quilted yarn balls, although that doesn't look right quilting. It's just spirals and then exiting it, you know. The word meow and cat paws. That's what I quilted on it. Which it looks cute. All right, bring it over here.
You ready to see it, John?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys remember this, though. I think it was done on a Sew Sunday or something.
Meow.
But yeah, it's not very big. It's
Tags on the back.
55 by 64. But I put some 80/20 in it so it has a little bit of loft around my yarn balls. And I did go through the cat panels, but it's a very good color thread, so it blends nicely, and you can see the little kitty cats.
It says meow all over.
Yeah, and then the back has the leftover pieces across the top, so you know which way is the top and bottom, because the panel is up and down, you know. So yeah, it says Weem. Waweem. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Whatever. It says meow.
It says Waweem.
It's a meow quilt.
It says Waweem. It's funny. Not everybody's perfect. All right, I'm going to give these to you to do this with, and I'm going to start on these ones. Now I'm going to put my 4.5 halfers on my completed halfers. My half square triangles with squares in them. And like I said, some have points and some do not. I did run out of 4.5-inch squares, so I had to cut more in the fabric room. That's what I did last night, and a little bit today, and some yesterday during the day. But technically, I was in bed most of yesterday and all of today. And then I'm going to go back to that as soon as I'm done here. Yeah. I did manage to cut up a lot of fabric yesterday, though.
You worked a lot yesterday.
Yeah, and I sewed a whole heck of a lot. Come on. Welcome, everybody, joining in. We're not going to be here very late today, just letting you know. If you're just joining the live right now.
On Thursday it'll be 8 o'clock.
Yes, don't forget, the first and Thursday of every month, we have breakfast at Tiffany's. It is not at 7 a.m. anymore. As of this Thursday, the 2nd, which is the first Thursday of January, or of the month, it will be at 8 a.m. Arizona time, not 7 a.m. So it will be an hour later, so you can get an extra hour of beauty sleep if you wish. Because that's what I'm going to do. And that's how it's going to go the rest of the year. Hopefully it'll stay that way. You know, I shouldn't have to move that time. But so Sundays are not changing. I'm only changing the morning stuff because I'm not a morning person. But I'm trying to keep it within breakfast time because the whole goal of Breakfast at Tiffany's was breakfast at Tiffany's. Not brunch, breakfast. For you guys, though, on the East Coast, it's brunch. For me, it's still breakfast. Ooh, we got donuts on our fabric.
Donuts.
I don't want to put white next to white. Let's put a different one. Oh, I did have an idea. So I don't know if you were watching last week, but if you did, I was talking about after trimming these to about 4 inches, I was talking about taking a yellow and going all the way around with like a 2-inch yellow and then cutting them wonky, on the yellow, which is wasting fabric, but it would look cool. But then, ding, 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 clicked in my head. I have a giant under the bed box, the giant under the bed box, and some of you have seen it in my organization videos, older ones, of 2.5-inch strips. There's probably more than 2,000 strips in there that I have cut from yardage because I've had, you guys see when I even film, I sometimes have leftover fabric. I cut it into a strip. It's either random with the fabric or it's a 2.5-inch strip. The bin is full of those. I was thinking to keep the scrappiness of this, getting out 380 different strips and going around with one on every single one of these with 380 different fabrics and then cutting them wonky, right? And then the leftovers that I don't use for going around, because there'll still be some jelly roll left over after cutting the sizes to go around these, I can just make a jelly roll race with the shorter pieces. So I get 2 quilts out of the pieces. The 380 different jelly roll strips, I'm pretty sure I can manage that. So you guys might see a difference when I continue on with this of me going around these with jelly roll strips instead. Because it's all scraps and I have a ton. I could totally make my own jelly rolls, but not everything matches, so they're always going to be scrappy, which I've done in the past. Lots of jelly rolls. I've done lots and lots of make my own. But yeah, that's my idea. It went cha-ching in my head and I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be awesome. And this block right here has a snowman right in the center. Look at Scotty where it landed. He landed
that is cool.
right in the center.
You planned that, didn't you?
I did not plan that. He just landed there when I cut the block in half.
Okay, I'm done with these pieces. Do you need them?
Yeah.
Do you need me to put the dog ears off yet?
No, I'm gonna hand you these to press, and then I'll cut those off and add the other sides. Here you go. So now I'm gonna trim the ones that he just pressed. I'm just trimming the dog ear off and kind of straightening the side up if it's wonky, because like I said, these were not straight, like whatsoever.
What you gotta do is cut the dog ear. I already cut on the side. Goofy.
No, some of them are not right.
Tell him yes, you're allergic to lemons.
Yes, I'm allergic to lemons. lemons and milk. And I think pecans. But maybe it's not pecans. Maybe it was something else. But I'm pretty sure it was pecans.
But they're good.
So now I'm iffy sometimes when I eat snacks, because in case it has pecans in it. But I don't get, I always have to tell when I go out to a restaurant or something, I drink water. I don't drink soda, coffee, tea, juice. Well, I drink juice sometimes, but I don't drink anything other than water. And when I go to a restaurant, I order water, and I always have to make sure water, no lemon, because they'll put lemon in the cup and bring it to you in your water. So that just contaminates it. And I don't get like lemon chicken when I go somewhere or anything. Most of my family knows, so they don't put it in any of the things that they cook, you know. All right. Now to add the other side on these. Move that right there for now. Right there. Pile. All right. Goes this way. So now, talking to myself. I try to make sure that there wasn't many yellows, but it was really hard in my pre-cut scraps to find fabrics that didn't have yellow. But this is so bright, it's very contrasted, so it's not going to be noticeable. The ones that do have yellow are a little bit more contrasted than the original yellow that's used for these blocks. And there's a couple batiks mixed in here. Usually batiks go in their own scrap bin, but sometimes I manage to get them in here in the regular piles of stuff, so whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. It's all cotton. Any questions that you can't answer? I don't want green polka dots on a green polka dot one. And there are some... Hold on.
And on both of these.
Did I?
Yeah. Here's the second one, snowman.
Oh, that's cool. There are some of these 2.5-inch squares that were repeats because I don't remember the original ones that I pulled. So I have a couple repeats in here, but the pieces are so small and there's going to be 380 blocks. I doubt you're going to see a repeat. You'll have to look very hard. My nose itches. I'm trying not to touch my nose with my fingers because I'm touching all this. So I'll just use my clothes.
Do you want a hanky or?
No, it's itching from all this now, from the dust in here. I have tissue somewhere right here. Or I had tissue. I do have tissue.
Well, you need it.
Ah, Every tissue's falling out. I just want one.
Can you make a box pouch with a zipper?
Can I make a what?
A box pouch with a zipper?
I have a video on how to make the box pouch with a zipper. The kind that are for, you can put whatever you want in them, but most of the time when I think of those bags, I think of bags for men's shavers and women's makeup.
Okay.
No, we didn't.
Anytime?
Not yet. I'm still putting these on the opposite side, and then I'll pass them to you. I just realized that I don't think it's going to show. It's one of those soft salvages. I guess it'll be fine. Alright, here's that.
Oh,
Move on to these again.
already. Okay. More already.
I still have to cut more 4.5-inch squares to be able to get through all this. We didn't cut enough. I was going through all my scraps to do it. But I told Scott, there's no sense in me cutting a 4.5-inch piece off of every single piece of scrap and then not touching the rest for a while. So I just go ahead and cut all this, whatever I can get out of it from all the different cuts that I cut on scraps. So it's probably going to take a bit to get the rest of the scraps cut up for the rest of these 4.5-inch squares for this, but it'll be a variety of everything. Like I said, there's only a few repeats because I didn't remember. What?
What's the weather like here?
The weather is like 71 degrees outside right now, but this morning it was 47, 46, 47, somewhere around there when the sun came up. So it's nice right now. If I wanted to go outside and get some sun, I would feel amazing, but in the middle of the night, nope. Those are like way similar. Ooh, I got some really similar fabrics here.
It says you put Vicks Vapor Rub on your feet. How about that one?
I never heard of it. Well, no, I've heard of people putting Vicks Vapor Rub on the feet.
There you go. There's
But
one for you.
I don't understand how that would even work. Honestly. What I do is I take my Vicks Vapor Rub bottle, because I have a bottle of it. I take the cap off and I just hold it and sniff it for a while. And then I go blow my nose and all is well. I sometimes will take a dab of it and tap it under my nose, but I don't put it on my chest anymore because it makes me itch. But I used to. My body is, I get sick easily and have lots of problems with stuff. And over the years, it's just getting worse with things that I'm knocking off of my list of things I can and can't have or use or not use. I'm going to put two lights next to each other. Come on, just one more. All right. Here's another pile for you. And I'm going to start some more of these. Okay, brain. All right, there it is. It goes this way. I have to lay it like 5 times before I realize which way my triangle is going. My brain is not normal today.
Well, plus, we worked all day yesterday.
Yeah, and I worked all day yesterday. I think I'm worse today though than I was yesterday.
Is that an actual spill?
It's a polka dot.
It doesn't look like it.
Probably because the rest of the polka dots are on the other half of it.
Okay, but the gray is the thing. Right on the gray one. The gray one looks like it's supposed to be because there's an X there. See?
Yeah,
Gray X, the gray
it's
dot. It's a black dot on a gray dot.
It's like a it's not the grunge, but it's a motif fabric. It has stars that are shimmery and dots.
Okay.
And they have one that has only stars, ones that have only dots. And tons of different colorways and color dots.
Oh, okay. Oh, somebody's stealing my chair.
Yep. The cat has stolen Scott's chair. I knew he would steal it eventually if you're standing there ironing.
Yep.
He's like, well, if you're not going to sit here, move it or lose it, mister.
Move it or lose it to the back of the bus. Like, nanny, 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 I got your seat.
That's what he does.
Like, nanny, 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 I got your seat. Okay, where are these going?
Right there's fine, yeah, because I got to trim all the dog ears off.
It's supposed to be my job. You're going too fast.
I'm not going too fast. I'm going the same pace I always go.
Oh, yesterday I got to cut in iron.
If not, I'm actually probably going slower.
Excuse me, yesterday I got to cut in iron?
Yeah, but I had so much more prepped yesterday.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. Making up stories. What's it called when you sew pieces together? Is that a crumb?
What?
What's it called when you sew uneven pieces together?
When you sew uneven small pieces together, it's crumb piecing, yes. I used to crumb piece, but I don't anymore. Now I just make something up with the scraps, because instead of having crumbs, I cut my crumbs into usable squares. Originally, I didn't. Originally, I would make crumb quilts and regular scrap quilts that were like this, some kind of direction. But now, I only do this instead of the crumb quilts. All right, here's another pile. I'm going to cut these guys now. Now I'm just cutting the dog ear, in the triangle. And I could probably use a rotary cutter for this part, but I don't feel like it. Just scissor cut it. I hope this is like a super fun scrappy quilt, because it's totally different than a lot of my other scrap quilts. Although I think it's time to make another string quilt because my string bins, plural, are overflown. I need to use some of them up. Okay, these for this now. There. I'm kind of just like rotating between the steps. This is fun though, just sewing scraps, but in a kind of direction. Oh, that's pink. I don't want pink. Put this next to pink. I think the sucky part is I have to trim all this down now after into like about 4-inch squares. Huh? Not really, because I'll be done here soon. I'm getting really, really, really exhausted already. I'm fighting it, guys. I'm fighting it. I really want to sew, especially since there's 380 blocks to have made. I didn't choose that number, it just came out of what I had. Have I what?
You cut anything smaller than a quarter yard?
I cut scraps and strips all the way down to 3/4 of an inch. So yes, I cut smaller than quarter yard pieces. I have a bin of the small cuts, and then a bin of all 2.5. I do have a bin of 5-inch strips, but I don't do that anymore. And then obviously on the shelf is 9 inches and above of all my other cuts. All right, let me cut some more of these up. Finish these off. This right here is part of the quilt that I made for my best friend Becca, the Tranquility line. So there's a little bit of quilts from so many people that I've done. This was from an open gate box. Like, Some of this stuff I totally remember where it came from. And then some things I'm like, I don't know where that fabric came from. It was probably a box from somebody else. So there's a little bit of all sorts of you out there in this quilt because it's really a mash of a lot of fabric. I did change my blade on my rotary cutter. How many of you did that recently? Mine really needed to be done.
Tell me, your husband's still searching for a deal.
And Scott is still trying to find a deal to get me a new rotary cutter because both of my rotary cutters, the parts that hold it together, for the blade, are all loose, so the blade wobbles. So it's time to replace at least one of them. And yeah, he's been trying to find a good deal. Right now, most places are out of stock. Christmas and all probably bought a lot of it out. If the rotary cutter breaks anymore, though, I actually have backup rotary cutters, and since I'm, used to it, I can use whatever. Plus, I have a 60, but I don't like using the 60 because the blade bends on it.
Prefer the 45 or the 60?
I prefer the 45. Like I said, the 60, it's nice and all for lots of yardage. This thing's covered in dust. I don't use it very often. It's great for lots of yardage, but the blade literally bends. So when you put it on the table next to everything and you go to cut, the blade literally wobbles back and forth. And I've had a lot of oopsie cuts because of this one. On the 45 one, I don't get the oopsie cuts. But if I grab I have an Olfa, a yellow Olfa rotary cutter that's a 60, and that cuts without the blade bending, and I don't have very many oopsie cuts. But this Martelli one, I don't think was meant to be a 60. I think the 45 was perfect.
Okay.
I-
They're laying on top of the quilt. Did you throw them over there?
No, I threw them on the table.
I guess I have some more then. They're on top of the quilt.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Thumper did.
Thumper did it, yep.
Thumper did it.
Blame the kitty. I just had one. No, it's not. No. No, I'm good. Alright. I'm just going to do this stack and then I think I'm going to be done because I'm there. I'm at that step in my stage.
I can cut them if you want to go on to something else.
This is the next step.
Can I have it then?
Okay. I did turn my mic back on. Okay, good, I did.
I have no idea.
I felt like I got quiet and then I thought about it. Wait a second. No, my mic is on.
Well, I wouldn't know. It's not like
Any questions? Because I think I'm going to get off of here in like 10 minutes or so. Yep. Yeah, if you hear a question got missed, you can ask now. I'm not sure. He's been ironing, so he may have missed something, and I am definitely not paying attention. I kind of looked over at it a few times, but really not knowing what I'm reading. You know. I am working on these blocks. For those that are asking what I am making these blocks out of scraps. And you don't even have to do what I'm doing with these. If you put 4 of them together, you get a really cool block. Yeah, this is continuing from last Sunday. So if you put 4 of them together, you create a scrappy square and a square and a square and a square, whatever. I think it looks really cool. I, however, am not doing this, but this is like the general premise. If you want like one color in all of this, and say, 2 or 3 different, 4 different colors for these, and then all these can be 2 different colors, alternate them, black, white, black, white, black, white, or something, and then all these be something. You'd have a really cool quilt from something like this.
What's the smallest cut of fabric you keep without cutting it up?
And the smallest cut of fabric, I keep 1-inch squares, but I do keep 3/4-inch strips for my string bin. Why do I do that? I have no idea. I guess I just like to punish myself with little tiny pieces. Alright, other side. Once I do these, then I think I'm going to get off of here.
How do you store your thread?
My thread is stored all sorts of different ways. I have a Sterilite 3-drawer dresser right under here that has big spools like this, which usually I use right here at this machine, but lately I'm on the Essentials kick. And then I have these kind of thread storages and this kind of thread storage. This can be purchased at Hobby Lobby. They have this exact one and this exact one at Hobby Lobby. This one's an art bin though, but it does have the tray for putting the things on. But I'm pretty sure other places sell these. But this one's 2-sided and this one's just 1-sided. But these I think you can also get at like Michael's and all those other places that you guys have that we don't here. But yeah, and then the rest of all the threads all in 3-tiered dressers. And all of the spaces that have thread, like embroidery room area in the fabric room, and under my long arm.
Was your dream quilt a string quilt?
My dream quilt is a string quilt, yes. The dream quilt was a string quilt. The strings of illusion quilts obviously were strings. The ultimate string quilt that I did, obviously strings. I kind of want to make another one of those because that one looked really awesome. I did it with up and down strings and side to side strings and it came out amazing. I definitely love making scrap quilts. I am a scrap quiltaholic. But I also like making matchy-matchy stuff too. But in my off time, or, you know, when I need something to do on a video where I can draw it out forever and a day, like today, then, you know, I like to play with scraps.
Where's Jim at? Jim likes his scraps too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have enough scraps that I could make hundreds of quilts with. And I plan, because I have so many 5-inch squares, I cut 5-inch squares like crazy, and I use my AccuQuilt to cut them, you know. Well, sometimes I cut them by hand, but when I cut continuously for 5-inch square bins, I cut a lot. And I was thinking of making just a bunch of different quilt backs in average sizes that I would make a quilt, just so that I can have a ton of scrappy quilt backs. I'm also doing it with bigger blocks, my 6.5-inch random ones that I do. Alright, I have a couple more left of these, and then I'm done. Oh, this block's gonna have a pincushion in it. Sewing theme fabric.
I'm not gonna get you with this, sir.
Oh, this one's gonna have some Tula on it. Oh, that's Tula as well. Got half of a butterfly. Why not? Alright. I'm gonna just trim these while you're there. Alright.
How about I do that?
Alright, I'm gonna get off of here. Any questions or anything? I'm just doing it while I talk. While I'm still here for the moment, speak up or hold your peace until tomorrow when I come on sometime for a mail opening.
How many machines do you have?
I have, let me count, and this includes long arm and embroidery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus a one in the garage. So technically I have 9 machines in this house, but the one in the garage is split in half in 2 different pieces. It's me learning how to take apart computerized machines. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I have one in the garage too. But I have 8 that I rotate through in here and between the house. And actually, you know what's really funny is in the beginning, if you've ever watched my earlier videos, I say 500 zillion times, I only need one machine. I only need the Juki. I don't need any other machine except for one maybe, and this is how I say it, except for one maybe to do zigzag stitch for applique. But guess what? Now I have a ton of them, and that's because I won machines, other than the ones I bought. And I can't live without my long arm. Gotta have that long arm. So yeah, in the beginning I said I didn't need but one machine. Now I have all of them, and I like them all. Anything else?
I don't know. I just told him to ask questions.
Oh. All right. Well, if I don't see any of you tomorrow, at least today's video, I will say Happy New Year to all of you. Please be safe when New Year's comes around, and watch out for drunk drivers and those that are hungover drunk drivers the next morning on New Year's Day when they realize they forgot they had to go back to work. So be safe out there. And tomorrow I'll be on sometime if you don't get to see anything else.
And
So
Thursday you'll be on at 8 o'clock.
Thursday I'll be on at 8 o'clock is when Breakfast at Tiffany's is moved to 8 a.m. Arizona time. Don't forget, first and third Thursday of every month. So, all right, guys, I'm gone. I'm going to sleep. I'm done.